did it.
Hello, internet.
Welcome.
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 The real question is did we get all of the audio right?
Right.
Or is the intro music still playing like it usually does?
I see something
That's
moving.
us. That's our
the
microphones.
It's our microphones moving.
Okay.
Hello, everybody.
Are we-
Welcome to your January
Welcome.
streams.
Hello. Happy New Year.
We apologize for being a few minutes late, but
No,
we
we don't.
decided that we didn't want to be early because it wouldn't be on brand.
No.
It's very true.
For us. And we also apologize that we didn't give you the exact information until today. Hopefully everyone's cool with that.
Thanks, friends.
Yay.
Hello.
Happy
Hello,
MLK Day.
everybody.
Hello.
I'm seeing lots of new names in the chat, which is very exciting.
Yes. 1,000 patron celebration. I think we're at
Whoop,
1,001
whoop.
right
Yeah.
now. Very exciting.
Are we?
1,001
Dalmatians?
Yes, Timer.
This is why Brittany and I
1,001
Sleep
Dal
together.
patrons.
Oh, what does Dal mean?
I
Like
don't know. I was
Dalmatians.
just
No,
making a
she's trying to
pun.
make me a
Play
pun
on
on
words.
the word.
I was playing.
Right over my head. Right
That's-
over my
Thank you,
head.
Michael.
That's all right.
We are very excited. Welcome, all of the lovely new peoples. Welcome to our weird, wonderful show.
Where we drink and talk about random things.
Let's start
We
getting
do.
weird. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks, Michael. I am so excited that my Vikings won. It was a very tense day for me yesterday, but thankfully they came in together. I was telling, we were talking about it in the car, and I was just like, well, maybe we were talking about it over lunch. What we were talking about? I don't remember.
In the car.
In
That's
the
fine.
car.
It's
And
it's
how
been a
I'm
day.
just so used to my team just dropping the ball.
Figuratively and literally.
Both, yes. That I was prepared for us to just be done, to just be gone and over with. And then they pulled through. It was so
Specifically,
exciting.
one man pulled through. One man did his job real well.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Stephon Diggs. Yeah.
Way
it was
better than
all
all the
about
others.
Diggs
One man
yesterday.
did
He made
his
some
job.
really, really great plays. It really was all about, what, Marcus Williams, I think that's his name, that missed his tackle.
Brittany and I
Oh,
are
girl,
just
I don't
like
know.
blank stare.
No, I watched the game. I was
like,
crunching.
I'm just drinking
Oh,
over here.
I'm blank
just
stare by
drinking, and
myself.
it's tasty. And she made this for me because
You know,
she's wonderful and
It is
beautiful.
a Saint Germain champagne cocktail.
It's super tasty.
I'm sad the Seahawks didn't make it to the playoffs, and this is the first time in a long time they haven't made it. But it's kind of nice because I can watch every game without the stress.
Don't you like remember growing up? They were real shit. Those Seahawks. They were not good, and I just didn't really get into sports because we didn't have good football teams. We didn't. Well, we had a good baseball team for a while. Mariners were good.
Mariners were good for a while. I don't know my Seahawks history. It was around 2001 that we had like that iconic the Mariners had that iconic season because I remember that.
Yeah.
Because I was number 1 in my algebra 2 class
What?
in school. And
do you mean?
No, I remember this because our teacher was also a major Mariners fan. So he would talk about the Mariners while I would gaze upon my name at the
Hey,
top of
Jessica.
the list of the algebra 2 class. Algebra 2
I
class.
still don't understand what you're
That's
saying,
fine.
but that's okay.
That's fine.
You
Hi,
were
everyone.
ranked first as far as your scores?
Yeah, my grades, algebra 2.
Oh my
That's
God.
amazing. That's
I
good.
took algebra 2 over the summer because I needed. My dad wanted me to like
Geometry.
Be more
Why are you
advanced.
talking like this?
Because when you have to do math over the summer, it sucks.
Wait. Molly's here. We need to ask Molly our question
Molly.
about the
Hey.
elliptical.
What do you? Is it
Yes.
called an elliptical?
Hold on,
orbit?
before we ask Molly the question
science
about
question.
space. We just want everybody to remember that this is your guys' happy hour Q&A, and we are here to answer your questions. As always, we will do our best to answer as many questions as possible. If you notice that I skipped your question or missed your question, please re-ask it. We will do our best to get to everyone's questions, but of course, apologize in advance if for some reason we do not get to your question. You, of course, are always welcome to submit it to us at contact@whatsgoodgames.com. That being said,
Sometimes we ask you questions.
we've asked you
Yeah.
questions, but if you have a question, go ahead and you guys can start firing away in the chat.
So Molly,
Yes.
Molly.
What is
Molly.
it called?
what is it called?
When,
No.
Yeah, right?
when the
Period.
earth
That's it.
when the earth goes when the earth, what is it called, Molly? When the earth goes around the sun, its orbit, is that an elliptical orbit, or is it called is the shape called, is it an ellipses?
What is it called? What's
What
the
is it
name?
called?
We're asking Molly.
What is it called when the earth goes around the
sun?
sun?
What type of orbit?
Molly, what is it called when the earth goes around the sun?
We were trying to in the secret segment we recorded earlier today. There's like a whole bit about it at the top there.
We had a problem.
About us trying to figure out the scientific name for the path, the shape of the path.
Yes.
Right.
What you call
The
it?
shape of the path that the Earth takes around the sun.
Oh, the Griffey game on SNES. Sorry. Ken Griffey Jr.'s winning run. Oh, that was such a good
Wait,
game.
he had games?
On Super Nintendo, yeah, and I loved it because you got an epic song if you hit a home run. Like this like awesome music played.
Oh, I didn't play this.
Yeah. It was a great baseball game.
Earth is a flat circle. Very true, Mark Smith.
Get out of here. Elliptical orbit.
Elliptical orbit.
It is right. Okay.
When I think
Yeah.
of elliptical, I
We're
think
right.
of the machines.
You know what? We could all work at NASA. We're so smart.
Hey, Molly, got any openings in NASA?
Yeah.
Could I?
Oh, well, the Earth is flat.
The Earth
Damn
is
it.
not flat.
Not you too, Molly.
No,
No,
Molly.
she's just laughing at it.
No.
Somebody mentioned
Elliptical orbit. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Like
what I said.
like
We,
the
we
machine.
got it right.
Yeah.
We got it right. We
Yes.
eventually.
I think it
We
was the
stumbled a
tense,
little bit.
the tense of the word that I got wrong because I was trying to say when the Earth makes an ellipses is what I was trying to say, and I was like, that's not
Ellipses.
right.
Yeah.
Thank you,
Around
Molly.
the orbit.
Orbit, I think, is the word I was looking for and missed,
Thank you, Molly.
which seems really obvious now that you write it up
Hey,
like that.
We do video
Um,
games.
but yeah. So I'm gonna write down a couple more questions really quick. But Snarky Starky wants to know: can you guys make the "I am a gamer" shirt that Dimer was talking about?
So if you missed my random tweet my frustrated tweet, I suppose I should say, because I was like, I don't want to say angry because it wasn't angry, but it was a bit of like a eye roll situation, where I got the question of like what I do at YouTube, and I'm on the gaming team there, and then it was just like, so you're a gamer? And I was
No.
Yes.
I forgot to show you this. Wow, whipped up something super quick.
like-
Wait, let me see it.
I like how we all have like beehive hair.
Oh my god.
But
My hair's not that color anymore. We're gonna have to change it.
So I just wrote like we should
let
make
me
a
see.
shirt that says, yes, I'm a gamer. No, I don't have to prove it to you. And then the back's just a bunch of middle finger emojis.
It's kind of cute.
Molly
It is
says,
pretty
good
cute.
job. You're all hired. Woohoo!
Yay!
I like
Um,
space,
Yeah, space is cool.
but
So that's the shirt in case you don't know what we're talking about.
I just think that's like, I don't want to like roll my eyes and be like, oh my god, we're still dealing with this, but like that just seems to me like a super silly, ignorant question.
It is. And to be fair, the person was not, I would say, in no way related to the industry. It was just like a rando.
Right,
And
so
and
it's,
that's
like,
where I find it.
outside.
It's definitely outside. I've
Yeah.
never
Yeah.
gotten that in the industry.
Well, and we talked about this briefly when I spoke about the remarks I was going to make at the Game Awards when we were talking about this idea of you might not realize that you are inadvertently making somebody feel invisible with this question,
Right.
but you are. And it's worse, I think, when it comes from somebody in the gaming community. And a guy wrote back and he got super defensive about it, which is normal, and was like, well, in fairness to me, I didn't know any gamers that were girls growing up. Like, how am I supposed to think differently? I'm like, well, then why? In my mind, I'm like, but why would you automatically assume that she's lying, though?
Right.
Or that
That's
she-
like saying I
Yeah.
didn't
Yeah.
like.
I didn't grow up
Good
around
point.
like polar bears, but I still know polar bears exist. It's like
Yeah.
it's like I not
Yeah.
what like a small like so I grew up in like small town Connecticut, and it was very weird for me and like the one other girl that played video games to be playing video games. And then I like went to college in Boston, and I met all these people that are like, yeah, like girls that just like play video games. So just like
I mean,
Not only
just
that,
a small number does not mean that in your experience does not mean that like there's not more out there.
it doesn't mean you don't automatically get to treat people with respect. Like, and that's where I find the issue is like, you are saying like, well, I never met one before, so how am I supposed to do this differently? I don't know. You could treat me like a person, first of all.
And I think that's my issue. If you look at the marketing that you see out there for video games, mostly like dude bros, like, oh, so awesome. And if someone's not in the industry, if they don't follow the industry, they don't have an idea of how it is. It's annoying to be asked that question. I think it's fair for someone to question, because, people are just sometimes a little ignorant, to be like, oh, you play video games. That's one thing. But if you're like, you're a girl and you actually play video games, like, that's another thing.
Yeah, and you
That's
can
the
always
problem.
tell in the tone of voice
Yeah, that's
and
what
the
it
way
is.
the question is
I'm
asked.
willing to answer the questions. Like I
Yeah.
took an Uber up to the airport today, and the guy was like mid-50s, and he's like, "Oh, so you play the video games?" And I'm like, "Yeah," and he doesn't know any better.
Yeah.
that doesn't and that tone really is like, oh, blah, blah, blah. Like
He's from the age of like boy toys and girl toys.
it was
Yeah.
just it
Yeah,
was the
that's
way
okay.
the question was phrased at
Yes.
me in particular that day
Totally.
that irritated me. And the way when I said yes, it was like okay.
Yeah,
and
that's
then,
bullshit.
And I was like, I want to punch you in the throat real
Yeah.
bad,
In the throat.
but I can't because I would get arrested.
Yes,
But
true.
And so that there's an issue of that. And then there was somebody else on this thread had brought up. They're like, this is how you should approach it. And I'm like, do you really think that anyone's this dumb? So I'll tell you what it is. So the alternate question to instead of so do you play games is to then, and he was basically insinuating quiz her on it or like ask her what her favorite game is, and then
Oh,
you'll know if they're
no.
fake or not. And I'm like,
Mario's third cousin's aunt's baby's mother?
It's
It's like,
and like anytime anybody asks me about video games, I just don't want to talk to them anymore. Like a random person like that, when they bring that tone with
Oh,
you and you
sure.
know what's happening,
Yeah.
Sure.
you're just like you are not worth my time.
John Drake, there are gift cards on our coffee table because I was using them to purchase a set of frames that I'm going to use to decorate the entryway to our house.
LOL.
So the two Pottery Barn ones you can throw away because I used them, but the Lowe's one you can put back on the counter and I'll hide it. Don't worry.
Okay.
oh, that's funny.
That was a random question.
was a
Thanks for
random question.
listening, everybody. So Gollum T wants to know, what do you think about Dark Souls and Assassin's Creed Rogue remasters that are on the way?
Meh.
I have stayed away from Dark Souls because I don't like to be frustrated. I don't like losing a lot. I don't like being frustrated. But I have been so tempted by this game, hearing the way people talk about it and how much they love it. And it's like, okay, there has to be something here that I'm missing. So I think this is going to be the time I give it a shot.
I've tried it. I don't like it.
I was not into Dark Souls until I read the lovely Keza McDonald's book You Died, which is about like the development of Dark Souls and then the fan culture around Dark Souls, how people are like still playing it and like finding secret bosses in games. I think it was Bloodborne, in games that like were never found, and how these games are just built to be like not only punishingly difficult but just being like this crazy like mystical thing that people really get into. And reading and seeing how excited people are for this version of Dark Souls really makes me excited about it. And I think this might be like, I've played them, but maybe this time I'll actually sit down and finish it because I'll be able to take it with me because it's on my
Yeah.
Switch. So I'm looking forward to it. And also Assassin's Creed Rogue is woefully underrated.
Yes. Ditto. Agree. I'm looking forward to maybe spending some time hating my life while I try Dark Souls for like 2 hours and then I stop playing. But Assassin's Creed Rogue is one of those stories that kind of went by the wayside because it was released for 360 and PS3 and PC right when the generation switch happened and they were releasing Black Flag on PS4 and Xbox One. So of course everyone's playing Black Flag. It was critically acclaimed, one of the best Assassin's Creed games in the franchise. And I only dabbled in Rogue on PC just to try it out. But I don't sit down and play games on my PC. So I only got through the first like 5 hours of the game. But I really love where they're going with the story. This idea that Shay McCormick, who is the protagonist, starts as an assassin and then converts to a Templar throughout the story. And it sets in this really interesting period of time. And so you're seeing New York, this Riverlands place, and then the North Atlantic. And one of the pieces that I played had these great climbing puzzles that really felt like a throwback to previous Assassin's Creed games. Two things before I continue on. Michael, I missed your Oscars question, so if you could re-put it into the chat. Second, I've missed questions from the last 2 minutes. If you could repeat them. I saw one about Tropical Freeze. Thank you. Sorry. I got a little backtracked here, but anyway, Steimer, are you looking forward to either of those? You said you're gonna play Dark. You don't. Play Dark Souls.
I've played Dark Souls or closer to when it came out. I tried it for several hours and was like, no, this is not for me.
Bye, Felicia.
Bye, girl. And I've never been a huge Assassin's Creed fan, with the exception of Origins, which I'm liking a lot. So I don't
That's my
really.
position.
Did you get that Abyssal horse?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, you
Yeah, I
did.
did, girl. I
Best
got some
RC.
sweet ass bows too.
Horsey.
Because I randomly had, I think the code that Ubisoft gave us had a little bit of credit.
Yeah, it had some
So-
stuff in it.
So I bought the horse on sale, and then I bought some other things that were on sale over the holidays.
Fun fact, I listened to the first episode of What's Good Games while playing Dark Souls 3. Full circle. Elliptical.
We are
circle.
basically the Dark Souls of video game podcasts.
Elliptical orbit.
A little weird
What does
and
that
kind of
mean?
difficult.
And we
I'm analyzing that. I'm like,
no.
It's true. Very good. Nicholas wants to know with some sometimes you all I must have wrote this down wrong. Basically his question is, have you thought about having a nostalgia cast?
What do you mean?
oh,
Playing old video games.
I'm all
I
about
mean,
that action.
Oh my god, I can barely
That's-
keep up.
Sometime
I
with you
know.
all playing older games.
We kind of, you and I kind of talked about this on the on our like New Year's show, like the first podcast back, where you said you wanted to play an older title, and I was like, you know what? Yeah, I want to play Earthbound.
yeah.
Girl.
So I feel like that might be actually kind of nice if we each pick like a game we hadn't played
Mhm.
back in the day, and like just
I'm all
give our
about that.
thoughts on it.
It'd be nice if, every console maker had an excellent accessible library of old games, because Nintendo, what the fuck?
I was
Well,
gonna
at
say,
least
Rams
You just had a Nintendo Direct. Let's get it together. Let's
yeah,
get
I
it
know.
together.
I'm-
Virtual console.
Seriously.
What are you doing?
At least I can play Earthbound on my SNES Classic.
Yes,
though.
you
Yes,
can.
you can.
So that's what I'm going to do.
That's a fun idea. I'm all about it. There's a few other people you got to convince.
Mostly
I see a Final
Andrea.
Fantasy 15 question. I see it.
Oh, yeah, let's talk about Final Fantasy.
Well, we've got other things.
We got to go in
first.
order.
We do.
Mom wants us to go in order.
Here's the thing. I think because of the way it's zoomed in, the questions are going by too fast, and I'm missing them.
Oh,
Steimer, can you
I'm
go
sorry.
zoom out on the
Yes.
chat a little bit?
that.
Because I've now missed the tropical freeze question twice. And that's on me because I'm trying to write them down.
Did you get the Final
Leave it
Fantasy
zoomed in.
15 question?
It's big font. Probably.
Yes. Will you scroll up a little bit so I can see that question? There it is. Joe's
right,
question.
backing up.
Backing
Hold
up
on.
all-
Wait.
We need big font so we can see with our old eyes.
Our old decrepit eyes.
I
Can you
know.
not see that? That's big enough.
No, I can see it.
Okay.
I don't know if I can read without my glasses though. Hold on, they got to
Yeah,
adjust.
I
the
forgot.
blindness.
Okay.
Hold on one
I
second.
reached over to touch you because I was going to say something to you, and then I forgot because your skin is very soft and it distracted me.
You know, this isn't the first time you've complimented me on my skin softness, and it really means a lot to me. So thank you.
Do you moisturize?
No,
Wow. You're just naturally nice.
like a seal.
Nice and no. I imagine seals are very waxy. Waxy and
Rubbery.
rubbery. And
Yes.
they yell a lot. Sorry, I keep rubbing you.
No, it's fine. I'm never washing my arm again. All right. Now I have Careless Whisper stuck in my head.
No!
Okay.
Sometimes I wake up with that song in my head.
Okay, I think I might have missed a couple, and for that I apologize. You might have to put it in again. Okay, next question.
That's what she said.
Easy Peasy wants to know, as a fellow CT native, Alexa, how is CT doing these days?
Still haunted.
still cold AF.
I like to joke that so my mother's a ghost hunter. You've heard me talk about her before. I like to joke that everything in Connecticut is haunted, and like whenever you watch any show, any sort of paranormal document show where they're talking like reenactments or whatever, like on TLC or Oxygen or wherever the hell they are these days, and they're like, John bought a house and I'm like, wait for it, Midfield, Connecticut. And I'm like, well, there's your problem. You bought a house in Connecticut. Of course it's haunted. Everything in Connecticut is haunted. So Connecticut was really cold. I got stuck there during the bomb cyclone. It was really, really cool hanging out with my family and just being in like the silence of the woods with the snow in it. But everything is definitely still haunted. How are you? Are you in Connecticut right now? Are you experiencing the wonderful hauntings that it has to offer?
Let us know. While you respond to that question, AJ wants to know, what's the most absurd peripheral you've ever bought?
Oh,
Probably the Link.
Probably something for the Wii.
The Link gun for the Wii.
The Link's crossbow
Link's
training.
crossbow.
The peripheral it came with. That was such a joke. I tried playing that with the Umbrella. What was the on rails Umbrella shooter for the Wii? Resident Evil shooter. Umbrella Chronicles. Was it Umbrella Chronicles? Anyway, I tried using that, and I tried teaching my dad to use the peripheral, and and it was just an absolute nightmare.
I had the Wii wheel.
Oh, I had the wheel. I
Which-
actually liked that.
I actually never used it. I used it like once for Mario Kart, and then I was like, I don't like this. And then
Resident
got rid of
Evil,
it.
The Umbrella Chronicles.
Yeah.
I myself have never purchased a peripheral.
That's not surprising. You're like, I don't got time for that bullshit.
It's more I don't like stuff in my house.
Yeah.
Okay.
That being said, my last relationship, there was the funniest thing that I thought was purchased was a DJ Hero spin board that got used exactly once.
Wow.
Oh yes, I had the DJ Hero spin board too.
And I was like,
actually
what
pretty
is
fun.
this? This is, but they used it was used once and then sat there and I was like, this is why I don't buy peripherals or things that require peripherals because they just sit there for the most part.
Yeah.
I think the silliest one I had was, God, what was it called? It was for the NES, and it was that big pad with all of the big buttons on it, and it was for the track and field games, and you could actually like run on it. I don't remember what that thing. It had an actual name, Power Pad or something. I don't remember.
Ozzy, I
That
don't
was
know what the
silliest.
Super NES Super Scope is.
Oh,
Neither
what?
do I.
I gotta look at a picture of this. I think I have one of these that I picked
Super
up at a garage sale.
NES Super Scope. Let's see here. I have no idea what this
Yes,
thing
I
is.
have one of these. I found it at a garage sale for 25 cents.
Oh, it's basically
you
like
have like all the best
it's
garage
kind of like
sales.
the duck hunt gun, but fancier,
See?
right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
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 Ooh, yeah, that looks good.
I haven't
Huh.
seen that in a while. I don't know where it is.
Somewhere in your gaming room.
All right, next question. Kathy wants to know, have you ever experienced burnout? How do you guys manage to find your spark or passion again?
Oh,
Hashtag
yeah.
deep question.
Take a break.
Take
And don't be mad at yourself for taking a
Yes.
break.
Yeah, burnout is one of those things that you don't really know that you're suffering from until you're in it. It's easy to try to think of ways to avoid burnout, but in reality, you don't realize you're burned out until you've already hit that point.
Yeah.
And at that point, that's when you really need maybe someone on the outside to remind you that you're burnt out. Be like, hey, you know why you feel like garbage all the time? Because you're burnt out.
Because you are garbage. Oh no, sorry. that's
So,
just
Like
me.
that sounds mean. Yeah.
Yeah,
Just
so
me.
that's why.
No,
Yes.
and it's a vicious cycle because you're burned out, but you feel guilty about being burnt out. So you try to force yourself to make content, and but then you just like spiral down more and more. And you just need to take a break.
Take a break.
Take
Don't
a break,
be mad.
and it's fine. Everyone takes a break.
Yeah. Don't be mad at yourself. Don't beat yourself up. Let everyone know, like, and just let yourself, you know, let yourself get it together, and that's okay.
Sometimes what I'll do is I'll look at old content I've made, and it just
Did
the
you make
the videos.
John one?
Joe is a person that's important in our chat. I don't know if John wants. And watching myself in the moment, like watching my old videos and like looking at how much fun I was having, that kind of inspires me again. It reminds me why I do
You could
what
make
I do.
Ozzy one too.
It helps. Or leave your phone away. Leave your phone away. Put your phone away.
Yeah, put your phone away. I deleted all social media apps off my phone shortly before Christmas and have not reinstalled them, and it's been really helpful
It's liberating.
for me to like walk away so I know when I'm like on the computer and I'm like checking and like responding to people or talking to people, it's like this is my space for this, and now I'm going to go into the ether and like run
Yes.
up a hill or something.
There you go.
You know.
Perfect.
I saw your Burnout Paradise joke, and I like it because I'm a fan of Burnout games, but it's definitely not what we're talking about.
Mark Smith says go to the library, grab a few books, and don't play any games for a while. I do that. I tend
That's a
to
good one,
stop
yeah.
playing which I actually haven't played stuff for a little bit, but not for you know what I mean. For me, and so yeah, I find joy in like, hey, I'm just gonna like sit here and read a book or watch TV, which I don't normally do, and
I
kinda
find
do
it
other
helpful to
things.
remind myself that is important as I find my work to be and my contribution to my work to be, that the world will keep turning if I stop working.
Yep.
It's important to balance that with the responsibilities you have to other people, because you don't want to inadvertently cause somebody else's burnout because of your own burnout. So I think it's important to be thoughtful of that, but at a certain point, you need to go, I need to walk away from this before it becomes catastrophic, and know that shit's going to hit the fan. Some things, maybe balls are going to be dropped, but like it's not going to be the end of the world.
No.
Because the world will keep going.
Yes. And you will be fine.
Yeah.
very true.
Okay, next question. Cameron wants to know, hey, Andrea, what did you think about Destiny 2's update and the response with the fans? Did Bungie already screw up Destiny 2 not even a year in?
What happened?
Have you
So,
heard any of our
something else?
podcasts?
Well, so this is a relatively recent...
What happened?
There's another new thing.
There's another
Yeah,
thing?
so,
Oh, jeez.
um,
Oh, jeez.
Oh, jeez. So, Cameron, I'm going to be honest and say that I haven't really looked at the subreddit, like, response. So, Bungie put out last Thursday, so we had already recorded the show, put out a very long response to, like, where they're going in the next couple of months.
I did see that.
Okay.
And they were like, listen, we know that Eververse is stacked in Tessa's favor. We're going to rebalance it. We know that the endgame rewards aren't good enough. We're going to add in some things that were previously locked to Eververse into endgame rewards, things like exotic sparrows and exotic ships, things like that. They're like, we know that, we need to make sure to be very clear about what content is for all Destiny 2 players and what content is for paid DLC players. And make it and draw a very clear, bright line to be like, if you have this is what you get. If you have this is what you get. And so it was a very long post. It was good. I don't know if it's going to be enough for the majority of casual Destiny 2 players. I think much like year one Destiny, a lot of the people who got in for launch are gone, and they will not come back. Mm-hmm. But I think the hardcore community that wants to be there, people like me, people like the guys who do Fire Team chat, and all of the other Destiny podcasts and communities that are out there, that they just want to feel like they're an appreciated community and that their dollars are being well spent.
Fair.
And I don't know what the response from the community is, if it's been positive or negative. So if you could let me know, Cameron. But I would hope that it would be positive because it's a step in the right direction. The problem, though, is that we've been hearing a lot from Bungie, but they haven't really
put their money where their mouth is.
Precisely. Like, there's a lot of talk, but not a lot of action. And so, like, you can tell me that you love me, but if you don't show me that you love me, do you really love me?
Words are wind.
Can we turn off that heater?
Yes.
Can you just direct it at
Thank
me?
you.
You're fine.
Wait.
Are you cold?
If you
A little bit.
If you start to actively shiver, I'll move it back.
Okay.
Okay.
If I'm the only
Okay,
hot,
that's
sweaty
fair.
one.
I'm also warm.
Okay.
I have no blood pressure. I'm basically a corpse, walking corpse.
But
Once we're done with this stream, we can
no, that's sad.
we can move it. What we'll do is Alexa and Brittany will switch spots, and then I'll move the heater over to you,
Okay.
and then it'll just blast on
Someone's
you.
Oh,
talking
that
about Kingdom
sounds-
Hearts. I
sounds
see Kingdom Hearts in the
wonderful.
chat. I'm triggered. I'm triggered.
Yeah. So Dilapan, how do you say that? Do you think? Do you think I said that like
Dillypan.
Dillapan?
No.
How do you say your name?
Dillypan.
we don't know
Phonetically put it into the
Yes,
chat for us.
we need some
He says, I'm already
phonetics.
over Destiny at this point. As much as I love the gunplay, I can't be bothered with it anymore. I put a lot of time into Destiny 1, burnout on D2. That's
Yeah,
fair.
I think especially because it's been so similar, I could totally see you burning out faster on Destiny 2 than Destiny 1.
I've been putting off getting back into Destiny 2. I'm just, from everything we've talked about, I'm like, I'll give it some time. Maybe Bungie will get their act together. It'll be a much more enjoyable first experience.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Steimer does need an awesome WGG hoodie.
Yeah, girl.
We got to get on that.
Well, the thing also
corpse
is
needs a hoodie.
it's mostly my feet that get cold. So I need some
Socks.
awesome WGG socks.
I have
Real
some
fuzzy socks.
very fuzzy socks that you can wear.
Hell
I'll go
yeah.
get 'em for you.
Yeah.
That's exciting.
Okay. Next question. Emma, I want a nerdy for narrative shirt. That wasn't a question.
Yes.
There's just a statement.
I
Wow
do too.
did give us a prototype for that, and I did not get back to him about that. Wow.
He
don't be
also,
mad.
someone
Don't hate me out.
sitting in this room maybe also asked him to design a baby mode.
Yep.
Shirt. If that
That's a
looked like.
fantastic idea.
I really
that
want to
looked
do
like
a goodbye
something-
forever shirt too.
So yes.
okay,
Yeah.
ladies, hold on.
Goodbye forever. Baby mode. Nerdy
Nerdy
for
for
narrative. There's one more I'm forgetting.
Backflip
I
off
gotta
the
send
earth.
myself. Does anyone else send themselves
know.
emails
Something else.
as reminders?
We'll think of
Okay,
other
Yeah,
things.
why not?
great.
Exactly.
Nerdy for
Send us your shirt ideas.
Next question, Jared. Hey girls, what game do you think will be under the radar but will surprisingly sell well this year?
No, that's a very specific question. I don't even know what everything that's coming out this year.
I bet Monster Hunter will probably be a lot bigger than we think it's
That's
going
what
to be.
I was gonna say Monster Hunter, but I'm like, nah, that's gonna do real good, especially in Japan.
Yeah.
What about Nino? How did the first one
know.
sell?
I mean, it,
was-
did well.
It did well, but,
But I
like,
guess we would need to define like what does surprisingly well mean,
Yeah, that's true.
right?
there are only so many people out there willing to put like 100+ hours of their life into a JRPG.
I mean, that's true, but that doesn't mean you don't buy things and then just leave them in the corner and
I'm
pretend
really
like you're
bad
gonna
at
play
that.
them.
I do that sometimes.
Yeah, no, I do. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying like just because they bought it doesn't mean they're playing it.
Yeah.
Nino Kuni 2.
Oh God, maybe
What else is coming out?
a lot.
There's
We've got Far Cry, Red Dead, Monster Hunter, Sea of Thieves, God of War, Detroit Become Human, Spider-Man,
I mean,
Dragon
I
Ball.
hope Sea of Thieves
Metro
does better than I think
Exodus.
it will. Like
I
I hope
expect all of
that
those
they-
to do relatively well. I mean, Sea of Thieves is kind of
Crackdown.
like
Sea of
A
Thieves
Way
I'm
Out.
unsure of.
Days Gone.
I think it'll
Kingdom
do
Hearts,
only
maybe, not
because,
really,
like, the one
lol.
Xbox exclusive.
Lol.
It better no. That game is fucking coming out this year.
Which one? I missed
Kingdom
it.
Hearts.
Oh.
It's coming out. I feel it.
I
I
think.
know it.
I
Feel it
think.
in my bones.
I think
feel it
State
in
of
the
Decay
wind.
could maybe be that game. I
smell
think
it.
that that's a game that is popular in certain communities, but maybe isn't as popular as people think it is. And because it's now been bumped into 2018, that it could maybe do better. Because 2017 was like crowded with so many
Do
good
better.
games.
Mindy
State of
all over that
Decay.
game. All over it.
Yeah.
Oh.
I would say I'd play with you, but as Andrea and I discussed earlier today, we don't believe you'll ever play a video game with us outside
Oh
of
my
a
god,
con.
will this ever go away?
Not until you play with us.
There's one way to fix this, Brittany.
I'm willing and able.
Are you?
Are
I
you?
am.
How about you initiate a play session then?
Let's frickin' do it.
You have to be the one to send us the invites.
Yep. Because you don't
see what I
respond
have
to
to put up
ours.
You
with?
don't respond to our invites.
My
Or to our text messages. Or
So-
to our Facebook
so you
chats.
set up a game.
You guys don't invite me ever. So
thanks for that deflection.
I'm just gonna sit here and listen to you.
Alexa,
argue
if we
with
sent
Brittany.
you an invite to play Destiny
No.
2, would you play?
No.
See, that's why we didn't send you an invite.
I had mine turned off. So I
Once
didn't see it.
Kingdom Hearts has 4-player co-op.
No.
Nope. She's not
Um,
sharing that experience.
I don't
with
like
us.
playing games with other people.
No, we've already agreed that we're gonna do Monster Hunter together.
Yep.
Yes.
True.
Yeah.
So like that date is set.
But we
We
Monster
said we were
Hunter.
going to do Destiny as well,
Sea of
and that was
Thieves.
just me and you, Andrea.
And we're gonna do Sea of Thieves together, yeah.
So that's all I'm saying. Brittany.
Destiny doesn't have enough weeaboo
Brittany, I'm
shit in
saying,
it
why
for
won't
You
you
me.
have
love
very
me.
beautiful eyes. I was trying to think of something really mean to say to you, but I was like mesmerized.
Thank you.
Screw you, Steimer. My weakness.
I want to be mean to you. You have pretty eyes.
Okay, next question. Michael, I missed your Oscars question, so if you can put it back in. Brian, has anyone tried the Dragon Ball Fighters beta and or plans to get it when it comes out? I also used to say Fighter Z, and then I was corrected that it's Fighters.
Yup.
Oh,
You are correct. It's fighters.
Why is
like
it
it, like
spaced
the 90s
that?
with the Z.
No,
Yeah.
it's fighters.
But
The
it's
Z is
fighters.
attached
Is it-
to fighter.
Oh, it is attached.
Just
It
Okay.
looks like
Fighters.
Fighter Z,
The
but
way
it's
s-
Fighters.
But the person in the chat wrote it as
Fighters.
fighter space the letter Z.
Fighters. Is,
Yeah, that's how it's
So
spelled, I'm pretty sure, with the
yeah,
space.
Fighters.
That makes me angry inside.
yeah, it's pretty. As we all know, I'm a fighting game savant, freakishly good at them, even though I don't play them.
Yeah.
I really like it. I played a little bit of it this weekend. I know it's still going on today and tomorrow. Needs a little bit of balancing work. I really like it.
Who's the most OP character?
It's very, very clearly, at least right now, from the people I've been playing against, probably Goku. Surprise!
Of course.
Yeah, but it's
Okay.
fun.
Andrea
It's
and I
fun.
are like, who?
It's fun.
Never played a Dragon Ball game.
What's
It's
gonna
fun.
do that right now.
That
I
sounds
I
like
just want to
food.
play as Nappa. Nappa's my man.
Nappa. I know that
Fucking-
word.
Fucking Nappa.
It means
Do
wine.
you watch Dragon Ball Z Abridged?
No.
No? Okay. Okay, everyone has homework now. Go watch
Okay.
Dragon Ball Z Abridged. It's free on YouTube.
Nappa.
I like Nappa. Nappa.
That's funny.
Yeah, all the characters are named after vegetables.
Oh,
Yeah.
so they're good for you.
Now garlic. Good. Now it's clicking.
Raditz,
Raditz. Oh,
Kakarot, Vegeta,
Vegeta.
Prince
Is that
Prince
a thing?
Vegeta,
Prince
King,
Vegeta.
No.
Vegetable.
King of the
Piccolo.
Saiyans.
It sounds like a Napoleon Dynamite pronunciation of fajita.
It's
I
Vegeta.
love you, Simmer.
Okay, Michael's question. With the
All right,
Oscar
bye.
nominations coming soon, do you have any thoughts of the best movies of best performances or best performances from last year? And Genevieve, I didn't miss your question. Believe it or not, there's like 5 questions ahead of you. But thank you for re-putting it in the chat in case I had missed it. So this is interesting. This is one of the years where I actually feel like I've watched a lot more of the ones that are nominated than I have previously. So let me look them up just to refresh everybody's memory.
I only saw like 4 movies last year, so
Yeah.
What was the question? My space.
basically, like, who do you think should win on Oscars? Is kind of what I was.
Oh, who was
Get
the
Out.
star of Get Out? I thought that was a fantastic film.
I have to look up his name, but
Sorry,
hold on.
I don't
Let me
know the
look up
films-
the
the
nominees
film
here.
I think he was a newer guy
Awards.
too.
Yeah, I also saw like 4 movies
Oscars.
last year.
Yeah.
I saw John Wick 2, Wonder Woman, Coco, Thor,
So Wonder Woman, Thor,
Star Wars.
Star
Okay,
Wars,
5. I
Jumanji.
saw 5.
That was this
Jumanji. No, Jumanji was last year.
Jumanji was last year.
Oh, it was? Holy
very,
crap.
very end of December.
Oh, okay.
That may have been all I watched.
There was a Resident Evil CG film that came out last year.
Okay,
I don't like going to the
theaters.
movies, so I don't see them.
I haven't seen Lady Bird. I haven't seen Shape of Water.
Wait, what is?
I want
what
to
am
see
looking
them.
at?
I just have not.
Veggie. Oh.
Vegeta. Oh.
Oh. That was
Gross.
great.
Wait, have they not announced the nominees yet?
It's
Maybe
Mark Smith
not.
is the best movie. Well, maybe he meant those were his personal best movies. I don't know. I'm not somebody who pays that much attention to the film industry, even though I live in Los Angeles.
I know nothing about film.
No, I don't know.
I like anime.
Yeah.
I
Ooh,
saw
my hip
Logan
crack.
not in theaters. I saw it on a plane. That was pretty good. I
I'm
didn't
confused
I
why
didn't
no one
freak out
has
about it
the.
as much as everybody else did.
Anyway, moving on. Nobody likes movies.
Movies.
We decided.
Wait.
All the movies are bad.
And-
I
Andrea's
just don't
annoyed.
pay that much attention to. I thought Jumanji was fucking great.
Oh, I love Jumanji.
I
That was
want to
funny.
answer this, but I can't
Great
find
movie.
a link that just lists out all of the nominees.
It's because it's not out yet.
It's not be out. Oh, they get announced on the 28th. Says Adam Neely.
Well, there we go. So we can't answer your question.
We don't know-
Next
yeah.
month we can.
Yeah, we'll talk about Oscars next month.
Okay. Next question. Lauren, have any of you played We Happy Few? If yes, what do you think?
I only
Oh.
played it at an event.
I played it
Yeah.
at E3.
So it's still technically in early access,
Yeah.
isn't it?
I played it at E3
Why?
a couple years ago.
It's
feel like
been,
it's
it's
been
been at every
forever.
event forever. Also, that game made me hella motion sick, so I will never play it.
I just didn't really get into it. I was
Yeah.
like, this
re-
doesn't seem like anything that I care to do.
I remember being interested. Okay, so I played it at E3, and then I think there was some sort of demo you could play, or 10 hours. I don't remember what it was. I remember being interested in it, but there were some flaws that, again, this was like years ago, so I can't remember. But I've had my eye out for it. I'm interested. I'm intrigued. From a 1
Yeah,
to
it's
10, I'm
still-
like a 5.
They still have pre-order now on their website,
Man.
which
Game's
means it
been
isn't
at
in full
PAX
release
for
yet.
like 5 years.
Taxes and E3s for years and years and years, yeah.
Yeah, so they have it's coming to Xbox One and PS4. It's currently on in early access on Steam. So I think I have been waiting
For monsters
For
for
it
so
to
long.
just be in final code
Final form.
because I would much prefer for a game like this. It feels like I would rather play it when it's done.
Yeah.
Since it's not like a super multiplayer focused game like a MOBA.
Right.
Or like PUBG, for example.
Yeah, and I just don't like having to redo progress.
Neither do I.
I don't think they're gonna wipe it, are they?
Well, I don't know.
I don't know.
Yes,
I don't
Game
like,
Before
I
Her
don't
is
like
under the
doing
table.
things twice.
Yeah.
Okay, Joe. Steimer, are you looking forward to Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze on Nintendo Switch?
I love how everybody has been tweeting me about this. and
Thank
I'm
you,
like,
Kang.
Because you talked about it.
appreciate that. Well, I didn't talk about Tropical Freeze.
You talked about Donkey Kong.
Donkey
though.
Kong Country, I love and beat again, and was very proud of myself.
You should be.
However, I never played Tropical Freeze, so I will obviously play
It's
this.
very good.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna play it.
It is a
so,
good Donkey Kong.
Donkey
that is
Kong.
I like
good
I like the
Kong.
Donkey Kongs.
Good Kong.
and I feel competent at the Donkey Kongs, so I will play it.
No, that one's on the Wii U, and then Donkey Kong Country Returns is the Wii game, right? Does anyone remember this?
Yeah.
I think it was. I think it is. Because I just got my dad into his Wii, which he's had for like 6 years now.
We tossed that shit out a long time ago.
He's like, how long have I had this, Bert? This is really cool. You know, he loves playing Mario games, and he's so bad at them, so it's funny to watch him play. But he's all about his Wii now in the Super Mario 3D, whatever the Mario game was for Wii. All the titles are the same. I get them confused.
New Super Mario Brothers.
we
Wii U, 3DS,
Wii.
Switch, GameCube.
New Super Mario
version
Brothers U.
5.
That was and then they had the Luigi one, and where it was the year of Luigi.
Oh, poor Luigi. I feel bad for him.
Luigi is a sad man.
He's not even in Mario Odyssey.
terrible.
That's good. He doesn't deserve to be. I'm just kidding. Oh no.
What did Luigi ever do to you? Wow.
Nothing.
I feel like we
I'm
need an
just
angsty
kidding.
like
Wow.
art like game featuring Luigi and his struggles.
What did Luigi?
Sad Luigi. RPG.
I like
Yeah.
Waluigi better anyway.
Okay. Next
Wah.
question.
Wah.
The
Wah.
Horusalis. I don't know how you say your name. I'm sorry.
Wah.
If you had
Wah.
If you had complete control over the typos are bad. If you had not you my typos. If you had complete control over the creation of a game, would it be an existing IP or an IP that you create?
Get me in there. I'm gonna get in a time machine, go back to when they were making Final Fantasy 15, and be like, guys,
Oh yeah, that's a good
guys,
one.
guys,
No, that's a great one actually.
guys.
I would
Yeah.
make up my own.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I still want that medieval zombie, huge sandboxy, scary me type, open worldy, all of the things. Give me all the genres.
I would go back and help them fix Andromeda. I love Mass Effect so much. Femship.
There's so much here.
That
You should get my statues back.
wait, what?
Sorry, I'll explain later.
I just needed that game to be better than it was. And I feel like there are so many things that were fixable that would have made that game excellent. Even though I'm not particularly like the biggest writer fan, she wasn't a terrible protagonist, or whoever you chose. And I just think that there was some things in that game with the overall design of the game, like core design choices, that could have been altered to make it a more enjoyable experience for people who were expecting something along the lines of what the trilogy was. Just some like quality of life issues that could easily be changed to make it better.
And they did change them eventually. Some of them.
Some of them. Some of the core things, though, like the idea that the endless fetch quests of having to go to separate planets to go pick up single items to complete quest lines was like it's like little nitpicky things like that, right?
The thing that I think I would change most about that game is I would do away with the idea that there needs to be like a baddie in the universe, because I think that game could have been enough with like political navigations could have been enough. Like you didn't need to
without having
like,
a big bad.
There's another big bad and you have to save the universe, and you're like,
You know it's terrible, but I'm trying to remember the plot of that game, and I'm
So
like,
there's the Archon who was
Oh,
trying
right,
to
right.
convert all the people to try to dominate the
I
universe.
almost just called them collectors. LOL.
oh
I mean,
I
sort
Yeah.
of the same.
Oh well, sorry, Mass Effect. Bye forever.
Yeah.
Bye forever.
That's what I would do.
Bye forever.
Simon, did you answer?
I said I'd make my own IP. It would be, I mean, I'm not really going to tell you exactly what it would be because you're going to steal my idea.
Oh.
oh,
well,
but
oh,
Okay.
gameplay wise, I would think it would be somewhat open worldy like Horizon, like that kind of a thing. But I always add in the magics because magic's
the
fucking
magic,
cool.
Yeah.
I like the idea of being an archer with magic.
Oh, like
What about you, Britt?
She said her open world horror like medieval zombie
yeah,
fest.
yeah. For me, like so like I talked about this on last week's podcast. We're playing Warhammer End Times Vermintide. Jason and I are, and it's like Left 4 Dead but medieval and Warhammery. And there's these beautiful the level design. Like I said, it's like sex. It's like castles and dungeons and mountains and other pretty places. And I would love like a first person cooperative like RPG like that.
Mm-hmm.
Where you can like actually go to shops and like actually specialize, like Skyrim but co-op is kind of like what I would love. Please,
Local or online? Just
local or online.
because you are the queen of the local.
The locals and the I don't
Yeah.
care.
I'm queen of the locals.
local.
I
The
do
local
want
games.
to let everybody know that I have quite a list of questions here, and we've got about 20 minutes left in this stream.
All right, let's go.
Flies.
So I'm going to try to nail through these as quickly as possible.
Yeah,
but if
let's
you
nail 'em.
add a new question to the chat, the odds are we might not get to it.
It's like
Just
when you
full
put your
disclosure.
name in at the end of the list of karaoke night and you're just not going to get to sing. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's true.
But you did it anyway to say that you did it and
Mhm.
secretly don't want a karaoke.
Right,
Ah.
exactly.
Perfect.
Devin asks, I have the season pass for Final Fantasy 15, but I haven't played any of the DLC yet because I've heard they're super sad, and I'm not ready for that heartbreak.
Yeah, they're really fucking sad,
Oh,
but get
yeah.
over it and just play them. Do it. Next question.
No, honestly, that's it. You will
Seriously.
ugly sob. Just play it. You have to.
You'll
do
love it.
Yeah.
Death Tone.
Good. It's the good hurt. Check
It
back
is.
in later.
Oh my gosh.
Good her.
And it makes-
Alexa and Britt. Wait, what?
What?
No, I was just gonna say what's so frustrating about it is like you see the story content in the DLC and you're like, this should have been like more of the main game, like what it was more like the feelings and the emotions that it
I know.
Okay.
And there's more coming, so
Yeah.
get to
That's
it.
what she said.
How are you in Dragon Ball Super?
I just caught up yesterday.
So I haven't watched it because I have a promise with my dad that I have to watch it with my dad, and I have all of the episodes DVR. We just haven't made like
There's
the
like
date.
123 episodes.
I know I know I'm very far behind. very far behind. Is it good?
Dragon Ball is about a dragon with
So
a
there,
ball.
there's a lot of filler.
Okay.
I'm just singing to myself.
There's a lot of filler,
A lot of filler.
and they're
It's
like,
normal.
and it's very hyperbole, and there's a lot of. It feels kind of like a bridge in that they like hyperbole all the characters.
Oh.
We can have a separate like anime segment,
I would
but
love
I
that.
just caught up, so
'Kay.
I think it's a little cuckoo.
Excellent.
I'm kind of tired of
Cuckoo bananas.
tournaments.
Genevieve, what
More tournaments.
is the next game that you're excited for?
Lost Sphere?
Lost Sphere, Monster Hunter, Far Cry 5,
Probably Nino Kuni's
Nino
coming
Kuni,
out. Wait, when is that game supposed to come out
March.
again?
March, Secret of Mana remaster thingy. Hopefully we'll get Dragon Quest. Is it Dragon Quest 11?
They have not announced.
I know it's been in Japan since last July.
They-
What the heck?
They announced that they would localize it, but we don't have a date.
Why not? It's been in.
I don't know.
I told my grandma this last night. I talked to her. 'Cause she
fucking
had
love
questions about like all of her favorite games, including Dark Cloud 3, which doesn't exist. And she's like, "I think I'm gonna move to Japan." She said, "Japan
No,
gets all
Grandma.
those good games."
No, Grandma, we'll just import them
Don't
for you.
move to Japan
know.
for just shits
No,
and
don't do
giggles.
that, Grandma.
Yeah, none of those games were really scratching my itch, but I will say I am interested in the Shadow of the Colossus remaster, which is coming in February,
Mm.
so soon.
Yeah, there's not a lot coming out like in the first couple months that's
Oh,
really.
Octopath Traveler, whatever the
Grabbing me.
actual demo. Sorry.
Yeah, we don't have a date.
Wait,
for
is that game
either,
We
though.
don't have a
No.
date for that.
No,
I was like,
but I'm
no.
assuming
So-
it's gonna come out this year. That demo was good.
Yeah, other than that, I mean, I think it goes out to March. We've got Assassin's Creed Rogue remastered, Sea of Thieves.
Yeah. Sea of
A
Thieves will
Way
be fun.
Out is slated for March, but
I doubt it.
Ozzy, I think you're talking about The World
that
Ends
game's
with
not
You.
coming.
The World Ends with
Um,
You remastered, remix, epilogue, whatever the fuck they're calling their games now.
Yeah.
With the crazy epilogues.
That's the one. Where's Square's Adventures game? That's a great question. Who knows? We don't have an answer to that. Maria wants to know, one day can we get a patron exclusive studio tour? I've always wondered what the setup looks like. Maria, your nose must be itching, your ears burning, whatever the phrase is. We were
Ears
talking about this
burning.
exact
Yeah. Nose
thing
itching, yeah.
today
Yeah.
about how we would love to do this for a Patreon exclusive video. We would like to do this. Also, though, Twitch came to our studio. Miss Mary Kish, who you may have seen as our very first guest,
And our, yes.
way back when, what was that,
First
July?
guest.
Yeah.
July.
Yeah.
She brought a fancy film crew, and they did an amazing Cribs-like tour of our space, which is going to be launching on a new show on Twitch sometime this spring, I think.
Oh, it didn't
Um,
go live yet?
No, and they're still in production. So we will give you guys a special tour ahead of that and make sure that you, as our patrons, get to see it before everybody else
Yeah.
does. But
Cool.
they'll do a much better job than we will. Ours will be like handheld iPhone
Be
style.
like, so here's the room, and like I sit there, and she sits there, and that's it.
We found socks in the studio.
We did.
We
We
find
should've-
don't
socks.
know whose they are. This is
No.
really
We
confusing.
should have left
Yeah.
them for the
Just
story.
random
rando
socks.
So
socks.
confusing.
Yeah.
Next question. Ozzy, was there a particular arcade game that ate all of your quarters when you were kids?
Centipede.
Really?
Yeah.
Mine was the X-Men arcade game.
Mm.
We
I
didn't
wasn't
go the
allowed to go to
arcade.
arcades.
Yeah.
It was Centipede and Gauntlet back in the day.
Oh,
Oh.
I really like Gauntlet now. I didn't really play the arcade I went to didn't have Gauntlet. It was for me. It was the X-Men and the Simpsons arcade
Oh
games.
yeah, that was a good one too.
I played a lot of those. Oh, and Mortal Kombat.
Oh man,
I didn't.
Yeah.
No, I didn't get to go to the arcade.
not arcade.
Nope.
Aw.
See, we didn't technically. We did have an arcade in Fargo, but I went to the cabinets at the roller rink.
Same here. Skateland was my jam.
Skateland. That's what it was called in my hometown.
Was it a chain?
I don't know.
I don't know, but
wait, because you were in. So no, you probably weren't anywhere near me. Never mind.
No, it was. This
We
was
had.
in
I
O-Town.
can't remember what it was called. Skate King is what I think it
Oh,
was called.
can't
yeah,
remember.
that's where my parents met actually. So my dad was a floor guard, you know, the guy with the whistle, like going
yeah.
around making sure no one's like doing anything they're not
Yeah.
supposed to.
I got pushed down several times.
oh no.
Not a fan of skate ring things.
Where they would play like the '90s music and you like
and
skate
then,
in
and then they would
circles.
have the games like the limbo.
oh red light, green light.
Or you would do the one where you skate backwards the whole time.
I was
yeah,
so
I
bad
can't.
at
I
that.
can't skate backwards.
I fell so. Oh,
I
man.
started skating lessons when I was 3 years old, you guys. I had
Oh
like
my
the little
God.
mini roller skates.
You must have an
Oh.
incredible
like the
sense of
plastic
balance.
ones.
I do
little
not.
plastic. Well,
Oh no, but there was no plastic ones back then.
no, I had the tight. What are they
Oh,
called? Little
girl,
tights.
there was.
We
This
had
is the 80s.
They made shit with real materials back then.
Metal and leather.
Oh no, you were
Yep.
fancy.
Yep.
But it was fun. I love those games. Alexa
Yeah.
Ray, arcades
I was not allowed to go.
ever?
No.
Like, when's the first time you played a cabinet game with quarters, like a coin op?
God, I have no idea.
I don't know either.
What about like
But, like,
Pac-Man?
we-
Pac-Man?
I have played Pac-Man, but like I don't remember anything from before I was like
12.
8. I don't know. I took a blow to the head 2 years ago and lost most of my childhood in the process. So I don't remember. I don't remember.
Okay.
But I was not allowed to go to arcades because that was where all the hooligans hung out.
Well,
I
you were
just wasn't
hooligans.
allowed to leave
Look
the
at
house.
you now. We're
know.
all
Now I am a
hooligans
hooligan.
together.
It's not an arcade game, but my uncle had a pinball machine in his basement, and so we would go down there
What
and play
kind?
that.
What was the IP?
I don't remember. It wasn't a
Oh, Area 51 took a lot of my
special
money too. That was a good one.
thing. It
You
was
guys
just
remember the Terminator game?
Mm-mm.
Yes.
It was like
Oh!
$2 a play or whatever.
The big guns.
Yes.
Yeah.
I loved that.
Get
Really good.
nostalgic.
Didn't get to play it very often because
That was expensive. Yeah.
But okay. Zeffy wants to know what was the I don't know if I want to answer this question. Adam wants to know. I have are any of y'all I I think I missed the first part because I was furiously typing. Are any of y'all planning on jumping into the new WoW expansion?
No.
I've never been a WoW player, so
the last part of I played WoW for a little while.
You and I played together a
We-
little bit,
we
right?
did.
Yeah.
That
was years ago.
but I stopped mid Burning Crusade content because it was so fucking boring. And I know now that when you buy an expansion, they give you an up-leveled character, so you can skip all of that shit.
Mm.
But I think I'm good. If I'm gonna go back to an MMO, it's gonna be Guild Wars.
I actually got the WoW itch like a couple nights ago, so it's funny that this question has been asked. My aunt plays it to this day, and there was a time when like 5 or 6 of us would play like together every night. I love that game, and I have so much fun with it, but it's just too boring for me now. It's too fetch questy. There's not enough customization when you level up, and if I feel like my character isn't unique, it just kind of saps the fun out of me. Like I like the strategy of having to build like the fun, tough, raw character.
totally. And Zeffy, just for clarification, I'm not read up on the Quantic Dreams allegations, nor is it
Oh.
like something that we want to talk about now. We're having fun right now. We're chilling.
I don't know what
laid
they're
back.
talking about, so
Yeah,
we'll
and
fill
mostly I don't have all the details, so we can't discuss
I'll Google
or
it.
give
I'll
our
Google
thoughts
it
on them.
later.
I'm not just intentionally ignoring your question. I just like we can't provide you an answer. Steven, Britt, I'm going to play Divinity Original Sin 1 soonish. What class do you play as, or what do you recommend?
I'm always, I think it's
You're
the
always
knight.
melee,
or-
aren't you?
Yeah, melee. It's either the knight or the fighter. I can't remember. But if you want a super duper balanced party, have an archer, have a melee, have a healer, and then have someone who just does like griefing. Have a glass cannon, and you will have a great time.
AKA, put in a Holy Trinity, you'll be fine.
Yeah.
If you don't
that
know what
makes
Holy
sense.
Trinity is, it's a tank, DPS, and a healer.
There you go. That you can have 4 people, but yeah, make sure you have a glass cannon. They're fantastic. And steal from people in the game, not IRL. That's like
I mean, unless you're really good at it, don't.
yeah. And the learning curve can be really bad, really steep. So turn it down a notch, and then you can crank it back up when you're feeling good.
So Zeffy has a replacement question. If you can choose one game to get the Shadow of the Colossus treatment in terms of remastering, which game would you choose?
KOTOR.
KOTOR. That'd be a really intensive remaster.
Yeah, I don't care. It's a hypothetical question.
You were
Yes,
right.
what I
feel like you and I might have the same answer.
Why KOTOR?
because I only got
Knights of the Old Republic, by the
Knights
way.
of the Old Republic, because I never got to experience the game I really want, like in the way that I wanted to, because I played it as a remaster on the 3 or as a backwards
I'm
compatible.
trying to telepathically share my answer with Brittany.
thing.
So
I
we
don't know,
might have
but
the same one.
On the same
on the
count of
360,
3, let's
and
say
it was so
let's say what
buggy
it
that the
is.
sound was like cutting in and out, and it was just a really a shitty experience. So I want to like play it in like beautiful graphics and like
Yeah.
updated combat and all that kind of stuff.
Oh my gosh, Britt, don't panic. Go ahead, say your
1,
answer.
2, 3.
Final Fantasy 9.
Yeah. I was like,
Oh, come on. Was that actually what you were going to say?
no, that was totally That's what's like, I don't know, because I don't know if you're gonna say some Kingdom Hearts.
No,
stuff.
Final Fantasy 9
Okay.
100% should get the
yeah.
Shadow
Are you
Colossus
saying that
treatment.
because I've been talking about it recently?
No, that game is beautiful and grainy, and we want it to be even more. We want it to be not grainy.
I thought you were gonna be like, we want it to be more grainy. I was like,
No, it's beautiful and grainy, but also it's like it's from an era where it's like it's not like pixels running around on screen. It's one of the newer era ones, and also like that world is just so big and so vivid, and the characters are so cool, and the designs are phenomenal. I would love to see that.
I'd love to
like,
hang out with JT in the Hoff.
yeah, right. I would love
And
to
MJ
see it
enough.
like that. Just
Oh,
all
no.
scrubbed up.
There's some fan projects out there. Final Fantasy 9 made in like Unreal something.
Oh,
or
I've
another.
seen those.
Oh yeah,
it's
me
crazy.
too. Oh man, yeah, that was totally
Beautiful.
My
beautiful
second one
grainy.
would be, I think, Breath of Fire 3. That's my second favorite.
Also a good
JRPG.
game.
Yeah, but Final Fantasy 9 for sure. It makes Zidane like 10 years older, and we'll be good.
I would
Wow.
really. This is gonna be kind of out of left field, but I would really like to see a really throwback game like The Seventh Guest redone.
Wow, that wasn't even
Oh.
left field. That's not in the ballpark anymore. Wow.
I mean, like something super off the wall that's really old from
That's
like the
awesome.
old PC adventure
Ooh.
game days.
Yeah.
Even I would even take like a fully remastered Myst. Like
I
in
never
like
understood
HDR.
Myst. Like we quote unquote played it because we never figured out how to do anything in that game except walk around. Like we were like, what are we supposed to do? We were like,
This is complicated.
it was too complicated for our dumb children brains.
But the thing I love about The Seventh Guest is that it's like a thriller game without being gruesome. So it's something that all ages can play, but it really kind of like makes you think because it's puzzle based. But I kind of like that it was creepy. So something like that would be
That's cool. That's a cool choice.
would be really cool. Okay, so we have time for just a few more questions. Carl
Man.
wants to know, have you played much of the Battle Royale mode of Fortnite and have any thoughts on it versus PUBG? We were just talking today about another question that we were just talking about. How we need to put some time into both of these games because clearly tens of millions of people are playing them. Fortnite just announced today that 40 million people are registered for
Fortnite's
Fortnite
doing
Battle Royale.
crazy well.
2 million concurrent players consistently, which is crazy.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And PUBG crossed the 3 million concurrent mark.
and got nominated for 2 more fucking Game of the Year awards.
That
Thank you,
happened.
DICE and GDC. And these two, like, so the DICE awards and the GDC awards are industry nominated. They are nominated by peers of people that work in the games industry. They are not fan chosen and they're not media chosen. And it boggles my fucking mind that there it is again on both Game of the Year lists.
Yeah.
Are we missing something? Like, I don't get it. I don't get
or
it.
is it? Do you think it could just be nominated purely because of all the numbers?
It
No,
might
I
be.
mean,
The
people
numbers
play it.
absolutely have something to do with it. Let's be honest. If PUBG had like 1 million players, it would not be nominated for Game of the Year.
But nobody would be talking about it either.
I very confidently will stand by that statement. That if they only had 1 million players, people would be like, they did a great job getting to 1 million players. Awesome. But a lot of games can get to 1 million players. I think the reason why it's really kind of captivated people because it's not at 1 million players, it's at 30 million players, right? And it got there in less than a year from a brand new studio with a brand new IP. Obviously, the genre's not new, but like this IP is new, and that's something. There's something to be said for that.
Yeah.
I am having trouble understanding, like Alexa, what about it is revolutionary from a design perspective, and that's something that I look forward to talking to some developers out. I'm going to be at DICE this year, and I'm going to hopefully get some good insight and maybe have some things to share after the awards. So GDC is a little bit farther out, not until March, but that would be another great place because GDC is awesome because there's so many different types of developers who come to GDC. People who work in art, who work in coding, who work in engineering, and all of the random things that are listed in the credits that most of us have no idea what their roles are about.
True.
But yeah, so we'll
see.
We'll get back to you, Carl.
I have no doubt that we'd have fun playing it.
I mean, I think
But-
we'd have more fun with Fortnite.
I think you would have fun too.
I think the Fortnite aesthetic first off is more appealing to me.
Yeah.
I also think you can do way more. You have more creative freedom in Fortnite than you do in PUBG. Just in terms of like obviously building giant mechanic. They have shit like you can ride a rocket across the map and kill people if you're good enough, which I'm not, and we would all die. But like, they've figured out fun little things like that. It was sort of like the one fun thing I can think of with PUBG that they had said was accidental was the fact that the frying pan reflects bullets. They hadn't actually intended for that to be a thing. It just was a thing, and they saw someone do it, and they were like, "Oh, that's cool."
Maybe that's why they sent me a frying pan.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got a fry pan too.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, you got one too?
No, yeah, the frying
the
pan.
PUBG pack.
It's
yeah.
a PUBG thing. Yeah, the frying pan.
Oh my
Yeah.
God, I opened that and I was like, why is PUBG sending me anything? And it was a frying pan.
I think it could be fun if all of us play. And I will play with you ladies, okay? Just
Okay. Well, words are wind, Brittany.
I don't want to play.
beautiful eyes.
Okay, last question goes to Brian. Stardew Valley is getting that multiplayer soon. WGG stream idea. Overcooked on a farm? Question mark.
Yes. Abso-effing-lutely. I'm all about this.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
of course.
Oh, this is the other game we got to get you into.
I've never played Stardew
That's
Valley.
right.
But I have a
Girl.
Switch.
We can keep her
We
like
got
job easy. I just like
don't
water the
just-
crops.
Yeah, I just don't like farming games. Mer, mer.
Have
But
you
we
ever played
can
a
get
farming game?
married.
Well, okay, I'm in now. I'm in. Lastly, Kyle, you mentioned asking Alexa about what order you should play the Kingdom Hearts games in since you just bought the remix collection. We were also talking about this, how we are going to make a standalone video where Alexa Ray,
I'm being
Korea, the
pimped.
Kingdom Hearts expert, will tell you the answer to this exact question. Because let's be honest, it's going to be too long of
Everyone
an answer.
stop asking me. Everyone
right
keeps
now.
asking me. So I'm going to do it once.
So we're going to make a video.
Yes.
We're going to put it up on the internet. So that way, whenever anybody asks this question, they can be like, what order will I play Kingdom Hearts in? And then our video will pop up for them.
Ta-da.
But thank you everyone so much for tuning in for our monthly happy hour Q&A.
Yeah.
You know we love this. We love you guys. Thank you so much for being part of our Patreon community. If you are an after hours patron, we are going to be taking a short break because we have learned that we need to build in a little bit of buffer time
Yeah, we're
between
not.
the
Yeah.
streams.
8 months to figure it
And
out.
we will be getting started in about 25 minutes. You do not need to have anything downloaded if you want to play Jackbox Party Pack with us. We're going to be doing murder party trivia to start, and we might venture out from there. You just need to have a mobile device or a computer, which clearly, if you're watching the stream, you have,
You have one of those too.
where you can go to jackbox.tv to join us. So we will be back in a little bit. Please check your emails or the Patreon page for the new link to the next event. If you are with us and you're interested in joining us, we have a new tier. And it's not a new tier, but maybe it's new for you, called the After Hours tier. And it's part of a secondary exclusive stream where you get to play games with us. So we are going to refresh our beverages. Hopefully, if you're going to join us, you will too. And we'll see you guys in a little bit. Until then, thank you. We love you.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Wait, it's not going. Steimer, click the button.
Awkward.